After 9/11, I didn't want to deal with that shit anymore. Whatever the motivation was for me as a young photographer when I first started out in photojournalism, that 9/11 put the cap on it.
I think a lot of journalists in our generation, they view things in two categories: before 9/11 and after 9/11. You didn't break into photography in New York City and make it without knowing Tom Monaster, and he had some great pictures.
I was hired by the Daily News. I was a young photographer then, and I was very involved with the music renaissance of that time. I've met John Lennon, the Rolling Stones, and Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, Joan Baez, Tony Bennett, Jimi Hendrix.
He's made a few images of music that are just iconic, memorable photographs of those decades. Tommy's recorded history, whether it's out on the streets of New York or up in the apartment of John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
But this music work was one thing, and then there was my photojournalism. And that was the most important thing for me because, I mean, it's one thing covering somebody that's standing there with a guitar and singing a song in front of a microphone. And it's another thing covering real life. And that was what I was being paid to do at the Daily News, and that was to cover the struggle of people here in New York City and around the world.
Tom took it pretty hard on 9/11. I mean, he still loved what he did, but I guess you get to that point that you realize that, you know, time on the planet is limited. It's just a realization that you come to. And he decided he wanted to do some other things too.
After 9/11, I needed something to take my mind off what was going on in my life at that time. I had a very severe case of post-traumatic stress syndrome. And I was very frightened to go out. It was very frightened to be in the city. The minute I'd get up, my adrenaline was pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping, and it was like it wasn't going away. I kept reliving those two towers falling down.
I think Tom picked up guitar making as a means of therapy. The people who know about this tell me that arts and music are a great way of clearing your mind of the ugly things that we've seen. You know, while we both take photographs, Tommy's been out there and he's really been perfecting the technique of guitar making. He's really become quite good at it.
He's challenged himself to a new task. He's decided that he's wants to do this, he wants to learn this craft, and he's taken it very seriously to learn this craft. He's let his life experience do nothing but help him. That, I think, is the beauty of it, is that he hasn't let any of this intimidate him. He's challenged himself, and he has succeeded.
Well, we're talking about my artwork now, and I'm being appreciated for something that I made. That's the enjoyment I'm getting now on being an artist.